Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chuck Williams, and that's the picture you're seeing right there on the screen. I'll be introducing my co-host tonight in just a minute, but as far as my story, the picture on the left is a little prior to Isagenix. I'd actually lost a little bit of that fat before I got started using the Isagenix system. I did absolutely no exercise, maybe racquetball. I don't even think I played racquetball, though. I don't think I did anything more than sit here at my desk and do a little walking, very, very little at all. And that I was able to lose that body fat using the Isagenix system, the weight loss system we're going to talk about tonight. And then I started using the performance products less than a year ago, about 8 months ago, and have been able to transform my body back to what it was in my early 20s. I'm in as good a shape today as I was 35 years ago. We're going to talk a little bit more about that tonight than we normally do, covering the performance line in a little more detail. But that's my story. I was able to release 23 pounds in a relatively short period of time. That took me down to my high school weight. I felt good. I had energy, but I really had no muscle tone at all. And I saw a guy in the IsaBody Challenge who had my after picture, that one in the middle there. He had that after picture as his before picture, and then he had a picture of himself built up and having some muscle. And I was sitting at Celebration 2017. For those of you who are guests, that's one of the big events that our company has each year. And I saw this guy's before and after picture. I'm like, you know what? He is 61 years old. At the time, I was 56. I'm 57 now. I'm like, he's not only healthy aging, he's actually looks really good. And so my wife and I came home. We joined a local gym. We worked with a trainer, Stan Yago. He put together a meal plan, a workout plan. We worked hard. I'm not going to say these results come without work, but literally I feel as good as I did in my early 20s when I played college baseball and college football. Our guest on the line tonight is John Moschetti. I'm really pleased to have him on with me tonight. He and I have done a call before. We just have a good time together. One of the things we enjoy in this business is just helping other people, and that really is fun. And the fact that we get paid for it makes it even better. So, John, if you don't mind, at this point in the story, I kind of like you just share your personal story around the product, and then we're going to jump right into this tonight, and we're going to have a great time. So, John, take it away. Tell us your story.
At 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because this is a blessing that we have on our team, guys. This is a tool that is highly utilized because in this industry of network marketing or multi-level marketing, when people are not plugged into something, they pretty much phase out of this industry. So I want to give it back to Chuck for doing what he does. So guys, I'm gonna, before I get into the products and everything, my story, I don't have any special accolades. I just been in this industry for 13 years, coming up with the wrong companies, wrong compensation plan, and then finding Isagenix of November 10th of 2010 was a blessing. And it was friends of mine, Bianca and Jonathan, out in Roswell, Georgia, who just simply said, they called me up. They knew that we were burnt out of the industry. And they said, hey, we got this nutritional cleanse thing we really want you to take a look at. And I'm like, guys, I'm done. I'm done with this industry. I just want to work a job and get a paycheck, and they go, no, we just want you to get this product in you. And I'm thinking, like, if I got to live at a toilet, I want no part of it. And they said, no, it's a cellular cleanse. It's basically a pee cleanse. And I never heard of anything like this before. I played semi-pro baseball, always at the gym. I'm a brown belt in Kung Fu, and I'm like, okay, send me the stuff. And back then, we didn't even have a 30-day pack or a value pack or an ultimate pack. We had a 9-day pack, and this 9-day pack didn't even come with the Ionic Supreme. And I said, okay. So I ordered this 9-day pack, and, I ran out after 11 days. And I'm like, wow, I felt great. I'm like, okay, we need to get some more stuff. So when I hit, day 21, I released over 17 pounds. Now, understand one thing. My highest weight in my life, 8 years ago was 169 pounds. But I had a Bud Light bear bloat. I had a fat face and a fat belly. And you can see in my photo, that was actually at a summer of upstate New York. And I was at a wedding. And you notice the photos when you see photos of yourself. But photos don't lie, guys. You see them, you say, oh, my God, that was me. People to this day, when I show my before and after photo, they can't believe that was myself. And what happened, I was at a 24% body fat, almost 8 years ago. And when you walk into a doctor's office and your body fat's at 25%, they say you're overweight. When you're 30%, you're considered obese. And over, 8 years coming up this November, will be my 8-year anniversary, my body fat's at 11.9% from 24%. And I'm 53 years young. I'm a grandfather. And people today, they're like shocked when they're like, are you kidding me? And, I'm not going to say, I'm a strong believer that, it is 80% nutrition and 20% going to the gym. Now, there's a lot of trainers out there that are going to tell you that it's 80% going to the gym and 20% nutrition. And I beg to differ because, trust me, I'm at the gym 5 days a week. And I see people the year later, and they haven't lost an inch or a pound, and they continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's the definition of insanity, guys, because it just doesn't work. It's all about triggering our metabolism today. And, I actually never done Pilates in my life. I ventured into yoga because one of my mentors, Lori Morelli, love her to death, says you need to get into yoga because I've got a C4, C5, L5 bulging disc that I got into a car accident over 10 years ago. And somebody recommended Pilates to me, and I've never done it. And I went today to talk with the owner, and we had a very, very interesting talk on what she's going to do to my next phase of my core and my entire body to strengthen my back and strengthen my neck by avoiding all the Band-Aids like the chiropractor. And I hope there's no chiropractors. I don't want to offend anybody, but to me, they're just a Band-Aid. Chiropractic. I don't believe in needles. I'll never do cortisone or epidurals or anything like that. I believe in, putting our nutrition in our body. And Chuck, if you want to segment to our next what, are we going to go right into the amp line, or what do you have for me?
Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to do this disclaimer because as an Integris company, we want people to know that the statements of this presentation have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Isagenix products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. That next paragraph talks about typical results. You're not going to see a bunch of typical results with this presentation. You're going to see some of the best results. But I'll tell you one thing, the results I'm seeing people get aren't typical either. They're amazing, absolutely amazing. So we just have this disclaimer here to keep people on track and to be compliant. Kathy Coover is one of the co-founders of the company, and we're actually going to have her as one of our guest speakers soon. Her and I are going back and forth trying to find a date, either Monday or Wednesday night, that she can make it happen. So that will be coming up soon. Get excited about that. But she says quite clearly all the time, if it's not right for the customer, it's not right for Isagenix, and she believes that. And so we want to be very open and transparent with our customers. That last paragraph there is about the income that can be earned. And basically, you can go to the earnings disclosure statement at isagenixearnings.com. Tonight's call, we're not going to talk a whole lot about income. At the end of the call, I will wrap it up with just showing you how you get your products paid for, because we do think it's very important that people realize how to get this free nutrition and free food. We don't want anybody to miss out. I do want to talk just a minute or two about the company before I turn it back to John and talk about the products again. And basically, as John said, I had been with several different companies. From a business side, I'd been the number one income earner with 4 different smaller companies. I kind of thought it was cool to be with a startup. Boy, was I naive. Startups don't usually make it. The 99% don't. And I was with those 99%ers. But I was the number one income earner with 4 different companies. I learned a lot. I don't regret that. I've got connections all over the world as a result of my experiences. And those are coming in very handy now that I found the right company. It's basically Isagenix is a company that did it right. From the very beginning to how they expand internationally, every single aspect of this company that I've witnessed in my nearly year and a half now, they've done it all correct. They've done it right. Jim and Kathy Coover have the vision of having the most 6- and 7-figure income earners in the world. We actually have one of those 7-figure income earners on our call tonight. Shout out to Carol Tonkin. Love listening to her train. She just keeps it so simple. It's absolutely amazing. Love listening to her train. She did one on the morning calls. We'll talk more about that at the very end of our call today on the training and support that's available to you. But Isagenix started in 2002. As John said, they started with just a 9-day cleanse, basically a cleanse product. It's not a poopy cleanse, as he also said. That's one of the things that turned me off for years to even really look at Isagenix was the word cleanse. How foolish was I? But again, it's all about timing. And I believe I'm on the right team, the right place, at the right time with Isagenix. I'm very, very excited about that, and I hope you'll be too by the end of our call tonight. The company's debt-free, profitable, has done $6 billion in sales. Another person I really respect and admire is a gentleman of Kwang Soo Shin. He's earned millions of dollars in this industry. He's had very, very successful launches in different countries around the world. And Kwang Soo Shin said all the due diligence he needed to do was watch the annual sales numbers. Those numbers don't lie. First of all, to do $6 billion in sales, you have to have a good product. You're not going to sell smoke and screen $6 billion worth of product. Secondly, the fact that they've done increased sales year after year, it's priced right. You're not going to have something that's overpriced if you do $6 billion in sales. So he said the proof's in the pudding. That number right there showed him all he needed to know when it came to the product and the pricing. Now, as far as the stability of the company, they've continued to add top quality people at the highest levels, and a company's only as good as its leadership. We have the very, very, very best of the corporate and field. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a guy who's been around for a while. I've been with multiple companies. I've seen all the different compensation plans. I've been in them, and I used to like them. I had no idea. If you had tried to convince me you had a better compensation plan, I would say, no way, mine's the best. But now that I've seen them, just about all of them, and I've had a tutor like Herb Sapay to teach me the differences, oh my goodness. Come to our Wednesday night call and learn more about that. There are several elements to the Isagenix product line now. We've come a long way since the early days of just weight loss. We literally have energy, weight loss, time and convenience, healthy aging, helps reduce stress on the job, physical. That's what we're going to talk about tonight, health and financial. Every single person on this call can relate to one of these. We're going to focus on just a couple tonight. But bottom line, Isagenix is all about helping you look better and feel better. Here's a bunch of examples right here. On the weight loss side, just January of 2018, this year, these two ladies were featured in People magazine, both using Isagenix products and systems to help them lose massive amounts of weight. Robin James on the right basically lost 280 pounds. Look at the difference in that woman. Absolutely amazing. She's had a transformed life. The woman on the right, I can't see her name. This is in the way. Let me see. Her last name is Elliott. I know that. Kenya Elliott. Got to see her in Vegas this past year at NYKO. 439 pounds lost. You talk about a lady who is basically on a deathbed, sentenced to die because of her bad nutritional health. Now, at 153 pounds, she's an absolute new woman, full of energy, full of life, and thanks Isagenix for that transformation. John, I want to spend most of our time tonight on the performance line, but if you would, for our audience who's new to our call, these are the cornerstone products. These are the 5 core products. Would you mind quickly covering these so we can jump into performance next?
Awesome. Well, guys, our Cleanse for Life is basically, our cellular cleanse, our P cleanse we talk about. Normally when somebody starts with the program, they needed a detox. They need to remove the toxicity from the liver at the cellular level. So before, they do a pre-cleanse, which is our 2 shake days, then they jump into either 1 cleanse day or they go back-to-back cleanse days. And guys, a lot of people get scared when they figure they can't have food for 2 days. So when I'm coaching somebody, I let them go through 1 cleanse day, and then I leave the option open to them if they want to do a back-to-back cleanse day. So I say, depending on what their goal is, do they want to get out of the gates fast, or do they want to take it, even keel? If somebody's a diabetic, we basically have them do what we call a daily cleanse, where they're doing 1 to 2 ounces of cleanse every single night at bedtime. So basic on whatever they're looking to achieve, we're setting the schedule up as a coach. With the Isagenix Shake, guys, 24 grams of whey protein sourced from New Zealand whey, where the cows are grass-fed. No hormones, no steroids, no corn injections. Our Isagenix, 24 grams is about a 230-calorie meal replacement. What I love about this, guys, and what doctors love is when you say we have a low glycemic shake, okay, because they're made with purified water. They're not made with milk. So that's another good thing. We also have an Isagenix Pro geared more for athletes and obesity, which is a 36-gram whey shake and a 260-calorie meal replacement. It's a little bit lower in sugar. It's a 9 grams of, stevia sugar, no corn fructose sugar. That's what separates us from a lot of these other companies, guys, because our sugar is sourced from organic apples, pears, and beets. And then, one of my favorites, guys, and this is the center stone to me. That's why, it's right in the center of this photo. The Isagenix Supreme. Everybody is stressed today. There's nobody that lives a stress-free life, no matter if it's your job or, any kind of financials or your relationship. We're stressed, and a lot of people take stress to bed with them. And I can tell you one thing, when you go to bed stressed, I guarantee you wake up stressed. What the Isagenix is, it's a high grade of alfalfa. And the final herb that our formulator, Dr. John Anderson, was looking for when he put Isagenix together was this herb called Shilajit. Shilajit is only found in India. That's in, the Isagenix Supreme. This cuts some stress, guys. Makes you sleep like a baby, and it gets rid of the 2 o'clock sluggish feeling where the body tends to shut down at 2 o'clock. I remember when I was in 7th grade, that was the time I used to fall asleep on the desk, and the nuns used to throw the erasers at me. You know what I mean? So I would be lights out right on the desktop. This more or less at 2 o'clock, guys, people turn to coffees. They turn to these monster drinks. They turn to 5-hour energies. They turn to stimulants that's going to race the heart, rather than putting natural energy in the body. Isagenix Supreme, I do my 1 ounce every morning, but for a lot of stressaholics, you can actually do up to 4 ounces and spread it out during the course of the day. 1 ounce in the morning, 1 ounce maybe around 11 o'clock, 1 at 3, and 1 at bedtime. But you can take up to 4 ounces of Isagenix Supreme. It's a game changer. And, the essentials. A lot of people sometimes, they don't know what essentials, what pills to take. You see all these older people today that have like a pill box, and they've got their fish oil, they got their Sealite, they got their Omega, they got their CoQ10, and they got everything, and they don't know when to take it. When do I take my probiotic? When do I do this? So on and so forth. So Isagenix, they took all the thinking out. They just, called it an AM PM. They put the AM pills in one package and they put a PM pill in the other. So the guessing is all done. It's like just open up the package and take the pills. Recommended on a after you had your shake or any kind of a meal. Never take your essentials on an empty stomach. You want these pills to be absorbed by substance. And, Isagenesis, Dr. Andrews, when he formulated Isagenesis, for telomere support, it's amazing, guys, because everybody doesn't realize we have a rubber band in our body. And as we get older, that rubber band, it shrinks, and the gray hairs come in. Or you might be like balding. Not pointing this out at anybody, Chuck. Okay, so or your skin gets a little bit more older or wrinkly or so on and so forth. What this pill does, guys, this Isagenesis pills, is it stretches that telomere, that rubber band, and it slows the aging process down. But more importantly, guys, it sends your energy through the roof. Now, on the Isagenesis, I take 2 pills in the morning, and I take 2 at bedtime. But again, on the Isagenesis, you can take up to 6 pills a day, 2 in the morning, 2 mid-afternoon, and 2 at bedtime on the Isagenesis.
Great stuff, John. All right, so we're going to shift gears just a little bit, and I want you to think for a minute about how much you're currently spending on your food to feed your body. And you got to factor in your stops at the convenience store, your stops at the coffee shop, the snack machine at work. Factor in how much you're spending on food on a daily basis. I think it'll surprise you when you figure up your groceries and all that. And then is it $10 a day, $20 a day, $30 a day? You figure it out. But I'm going to show you how as you can transition that money you're spending at all those places and now buy it from your own store, Isagenix, and get much, much more healthy, nutritious food. We recommend 4 different packs. Now, the ultimate pack is more for people that are joining Isagenix as a business, and they want to have a little bit of everything. They want to experience everything. It's kind of like Carol Tonkin talked about on the call this morning. If you're in this as a business, you want to have tried all the products. So when someone asks you about something, you can tell them from firsthand experience. That ultimate pack is by far the best value coming into this as a business owner. If you're coming in as a customer, I typically recommend my customers come in at the value pack. If you do the math and figure up all the products that are in the value pack and the free coupon you get, the coupons you get to help a couple of customers get started, which you can earn referral fees on, there's just so much value that the company's packed into that one product called a value pack that you can tell the company wants to sell value packs. They've just made it a no-brainer. I mean, if you do the math, you figure out what all those products would cost you a la carte, and then you look at what they're charging you in the value pack, you get about $170-some worth of free product, basically. It's absolutely amazing. The next one down is a premium pack. And typically, I don't want anybody to come in with less than the premium pack, because the premium pack is going to set them up for success. It's going to give them enough of what they need to have a really good experience. And then if somebody has a real budgetary reason going on, obviously you let the person come in at the level they want, but the basic pack is that bottom one there. It's about $271 prior to the membership fee and the shipping and tax. So those are the 4 basic packs. Again, we're not going to talk a whole lot about those tonight, but I do want you to get back with the person who invites you to this recording or this live webinar and just determine what pack's best for you. They will coach you and they will help you literally find the one that's best for you depending on what you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve. No one's going to upsell you to something you don't need or want. We want you to succeed, and we want you to have the pack that's going to be of the best value to you. In fact, John, when I first got started, I was kind of intimidated to talk to people at the higher, more expensive packs. So I pretty much just sold everybody the basic bottom line pack. That's just what I did. I'm not proud of that. That's where I was. And so as I did that, I had one guy one night, he went home and he started adding up all the things he wanted to add to his order because the pack I suggested he get didn't have it. So he got home, he added up all the stuff, and it turned out he basically bought everything that was in the value pack in addition to the basic pack. He said, Chuck, you cost me almost $200. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, you didn't tell me about the value pack. I could have got all the stuff I wanted and saved a lot of money. And ever since then, I have understood the value of the value pack, and I make sure people at least know that, and then I let them make the choice of where they come in. So, John, this is going to be a little different. I know you can hang with me because we're flexible, but, man, with you being on the call tonight, I want to talk a little about the performance products. Diane and I got to admit, we've become addicted in a good way to these products. We went on vacation a couple weeks ago, and we literally took these products with us. We went to a local gym there and paid the daily fee to work out. Good nutrition and exercise have become an addiction of ours. And I can tell you, neither one of those were addictions to me before Isagenix. Nutrition came on first, and then later, so I started to exercise and enjoy the benefits of the Isagenix products. I am addicted to nutrition and exercise now. So let's take our time for those who are interested in the performance line. Just give some of your experience with these different products, and then we'll bounce back and forth a little bit. But that Nitro that they came out with at our last big event, I don't know if you're a user of that. I know I am. And I absolutely love what that does for my body. I literally, after just 3 months of the gym using Isagenix performance products, I had people coming up to me and asking me if I was on steroids. My bicep grew almost 2 inches in diameter. And people were asking if I was on steroids. I go, no, just steroid-type nutrition is all I'm taking. So anything you want to mention about the Nitro?
Yeah, I mean, I take all these products, and when this Nitro came out, I mean, it was a game on. I mean, I've done the power before. I have to, watch out because I've got mitral valve prolapse. I've got a leaky valve of the heart. So I've never taken products like this when I was training in baseball and so on and so forth. And but when I came into this and eased them into my body, I mean, things just happened phenomenal. I mean, it took my game to another level. And, there's certain ways, Chuck, that I use these products. I mix and match it. I don't let my body develop a habit because at the gym, a lot of people go through the same routine and your body gets into a habit. And it doesn't trick itself. You've got to challenge yourself, no matter if it's on the weights or if it's through the nutrition. I change it up quite often. And what I mean by changing it up, on spreading these products up, some people might put too much overload in. Like sometimes with whey protein, your body can only induce so much whey protein. And I'm going to give you an example. If you're doing chicken breast, a grilled chicken breast, it's better to do 1 piece of grilled chicken breast with some veggies and so on and so forth, because if you're doing 2 pieces of grilled chicken breast at the same time, your body can only take so much protein in, just like eggs. But when you're spreading that protein out, your body's taking that protein in like it's supposed to instead of overindulge in protein, just like with these products here. Now, I'm going to start off with the Nox. Okay, this is organic beets. This provides the oxygen flow to the brain. Now, it's recommended to take this an hour to 2 hours before you work out. But since my workouts are at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to wake up at 5 because I'm not going to lie to you. I like my extra couple hours of sleep. because my body needs 7 to 8 hours of required sleep every single night, sleeping like a baby with a sleep spray. I love it. So the thing is, I take the NAS when I go to bed at midnight, okay? So I'm putting the NAS in my body because it also helps the heart, okay? So I take the NAS when I go to bed. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm having my 1 ounce of Ionic Supreme after I take a sip of water. Very crucial. Water is the first thing in your body in the morning because it starts the engine. Then I do my 1 ounce of Ionic Supreme. Then I'm actually putting my scoop of nitro into my 8 ounces of water and doing my nitro, which is a 30-minute pre-workout, okay? So now I'm ready to go. But then the amped hydrate are organic electrolytes, guys, because we know Powerade and Gatorade is loaded with sodium, it's junk. So I'm putting 1 to 2 scoops or that stick you see on the screen into my 20 ounces of water, and that's walking in the gym with me, okay? Now, as I'm going into the gym, we've got to have our nice little E+ energy shot, okay? My favorite, of course, is raspberry. And it's 74 grams of natural caffeine, so it's equivalent to a cup of coffee. It's got the adaptogens. It's got the green tea extract. Now, some people pound it. Again, I sip on my E+, as I'm on my cardio. After I just did my stretching, I'm on my cardio for about 25 minutes, and I'm sipping on my E+ shot. So then all of a sudden, I get through my cardio, my E+, I gradually got into my body, and now I'm getting ready to do my workout for the day. Now, 30 minutes into my workout, your body starts to maybe get a little bit of sluggish. You just got off of some cardio. Now you need an even flow of energy. So now I'm going to my amped fuel, my little gel pack, which, I love that. The taste is phenomenal. It's like almost like an applesauce. I peel that off, and I'm getting that into my system to carry me through the rest of my workout. Now, what I feel and believe is the two most important components to after a workout is the amped recover, okay? Because it's recovering that body, it's sustaining muscle flow, blood flow, and getting that body back to its original attainability, and sustains everything that happened, because you just went through about an hour and a half of hard cardio and weightlifting, and you've got to bounce the body back. I'm 53 years old. The body don't bounce back as quick as it used to when I was in my 20s. So, I put into 2 scoops of Amp Recover into about 4 to 6 ounces of water. I shake it, and I drink it. Now, here's my conclusion, and a lot of people don't even do this out there, and they can tell you scientifically they know everything about the body. I finish with my Isagenix Pro Whey Shake. I put my 36 gram of Whey Shake into my body because I've got to build that lean muscle up so that when the body's sleeping at night, the body's building lean muscle. You notice when you go to the gym, I can do 100 biceps, 100 push-ups, and my biceps are like Arnold Schwarzenegger's, right? But all of a sudden, 2 hours when I leave the gym later on, they go back to an original state of mind, okay? Because the lean muscle's building when I go to bed tonight. But what I do with my Power Shake and my Isagenix Pro Vanilla, I'm doing 2 scoops of greens to a scoop of Isa fruits, and I'm putting my my heart shake booster in there, okay? And maybe I'll cut in a half a banana, because I want my veggies to outweigh my fruits 3 to 1. Veggies always should outweigh your fruits 3 to 1. Fruits are loaded with sugar, so you got to be careful on your fruits. Now, I'm getting the maximum calories. I'm getting 36 grams of whey protein into my body, and I'm setting the stage after a powerful breakfast workout. Now, a lot of people might say, well, what happens if I do a shake for lunch? Do I do a 36-gram whey shake also for lunch? No, I recommend dropping down to a 24-gram whey shake. A little bit lesser gram, just a little bit lesser whey, just to smooth things out, and then you go into your dinner based off a 650 to 700 calorie meal also. So, the amp line, another thing too is I mix up with the amp line, I'll throw a couple of curves. I might put a scoop of the power and a scoop of the nitro together into my 30-minute pre-workout and give it 1 and 1 and just change things up, because like I said, is when your body gets into that habit, it knows what you're going to do before you do it. One thing I didn't touch base on is the AMP protein bar. The protein bar is, again, something new we came out with. Good to take on the golf course. I love the golf. Great thing to have out there on the golf course, rather than having an isoline bar, which is a meal. I'll take an AMP protein bar just to get more protein, when I'm out there in the heat. And, I consider it to me as like a snack, also like a fiber bar I would use as a snack also. So, this line is phenomenal, and, things are only, getting better, because a lot of people, they're afraid to take performance enhancement lines, or sometimes what I'll do is I'll ease them into it. I'll pick a couple of things out for them just to start them out on the AMP line, and then maybe add something a month later, rather than overloading them at once, because sometimes people will get confused. But, as coaches, I map it out A to Z through text messages so that they have it right in front of them on their phone. And, they know where it's going, day in and day out. And, all these photos that Chuck's showing you guys, it's, seeing is believing. You can talk the talk and walk the walk. I'm good friends with LV Shepard. I saw LV. LV used to pitch for the Baltimore Orioles. And, he was a McDonald's junkie. And he grabbed the whole of his life and took his game to a whole new level. And to see him today, you just love him to death, because he put his foot down, because he said, if I don't do this, I've got to do this not only for myself, but to be a better dad and be a role model to my family. So yeah, it's amazing, Chuck, that this company doesn't stay in neutral. They continue to grow. I mean, the raspberry cheesecake shake. I'm not a raspberry lover, to be honest with you, only on E+. But I mean, I was floored away. My girlfriend comes back from Colombia this Wednesday, and she's a cheesecake lover, and she is just excited. She can't wait to try it when she gets back here, because that's going to be her favorite. So we bought some canisters to hold her over for a little while.
John, we bought 10 canisters when it first came out. We bought another 6 a couple days ago, and I'll probably buy more if they keep being available, because I keep mixing with different flavors. I love it. Hey, I really appreciate you going through those products. And if you're new to the call and you're going, holy cow, that's a lot of information. Yes, it is. I had a professional trainer set up a meal plan, and he incorporated all those products in for me, teach me how to use them. But there's information to help you. And like John said, you start a little bit at a time, and then you just learn what works for you. John and I are both very, very serious about getting the absolute max out of our bodies. And so we're going all in on this. You don't have to do that. You could take part of it. We just happen to be enjoying all of it. And like I said earlier, I literally had people coming up to me in the gym and asking me if I was on steroids, because this absolutely works. Can't imagine being without it. Now, in fact, we ran out of recovery a while back and didn't realize how good it did work until we ran out. And then we didn't have it for a couple of days that we'd worked out. And we're like, oh, this is what it feels like to be sore and stiff, because we were not experiencing that. And in our mid-50s, to work out as hard as we were working out and not be sore, it just didn't register that the product was doing that for us. That's what that recovery was doing for us. And then we had somebody on our team that was doing a big home party type thing this weekend. And so they wanted some of our hydrate. And so we gave them our hydrate. We had some on order. And literally, I was at the door waiting for the delivery person to deliver my hydrate today, because that stuff is just so good. Love to have that during our workout. So let's wrap up here with just telling you how to get your products paid for. You basically use the price. You enjoy the price. You have an emotional attachment to the products, and you simply share the results with others. We call it the you share, they share. It's a simple concept to understand. You sharing our products with other people. We have a phenomenal referral program. When you become a customer, you're going to get an ID number. When you refer someone, they use your ID number as their referrer, and you get paid a product introduction voucher if you stay a customer, or a product introduction bonus if you become an associate. To shift from customer to associate, it's just a little form you fill out, a video you watch for compliance. There is no fee. However, I always like to mention in my presentations that if you want to have an international business, there is a small $49 annual fee for an international business. I highly recommend you pay that fee once a year because your business will expand internationally if you're sharing this with people and your team sharing this with people. You just can't help it. People all of a sudden know somebody in a different country. Today, we just opened up in Spain. In October, we're opening up in South Korea. Last year, we opened up in Ireland and, the Netherlands, the UK. We're in like 18 different markets now. It's absolutely amazing the way Isagenix is growing. So I highly recommend you pay that $49 fee if you're in this to build a business. If you're just in it for the nutrition and the products, by all means, you can just stay a customer and get product introduction vouchers, which you can in turn use to pay for your product and eventually get your product for free if you refer enough other people. So when you refer two people, let's say they both buy the best value pack, which is the value pack, you're going to earn $100 per value pack from your new customers. If you happen to sell those two new customers in the same week, the company has a promotion going on. It's been going on ever since I've been in the company, so it's kind of like an ongoing promotion, but it's called the double product introduction bonus. And so if you sell two customers in the same week with a qualifying pack, you get double the product introduction bonus. One thing I do like to also mention here is that the customers do have to set up an auto ship for you to qualify for the double product introduction bonus. If they come in without the auto ship, they don't count towards your double product introduction bonus. But I recommend everybody get on the auto replenishment order because that's how you replenish your order. They can always cancel it, change it anytime they want, but it helps make sure they don't run out of stuff like recovery and hydrate like we did twice. So that's a double product introduction bonus if you do two in the same week. And then people ask, well, that's the you share. What about the they share? When you share and your people become customers, then they become associates, and then they get two customers. They then upgrade to what's called a consultant. When that happens, if you do that in your first 60 days in the business, 60 days from you becoming an associate, you will have earned a total of $900 if your two customers came in with a value pack and you got a $200 bonus on each because they were in the same week. So if they're not in the same week, just deduct a couple $100. It'll only be $700. If they buy a little bitty pack instead of the value pack, you get the best product, the most product for their money, deduct a little bit more because the bonus for the little pack is less than the value pack. But if they come in with the very best value pack, the value pack, and they come in the same week, you're looking at $900 earned just from you share, they share. Ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely amazing. And then on Wednesday, we'll talk more about the comp plan. But basically, if you continue to do the you share, they share a couple more times, you're rank advanced to a director. If you do it a couple more times, you become an executive. That's the top of the pay plan. And then from there, it's just a matter of helping people. As you help people, these two teams you're building grow. Only two teams, by the way. John and I both said we've been in other businesses. I had one business where I had to build 8 teams to the top of the pay plan in order for me to get a promotion. Here, 2 teams. For anybody who's ever built a network marketing business, this is the simplest compensation plan, the most fair. Not a week goes by that Diane has an office right next to mine over here in our home office. I look over and I say, this is the most ingenious compensation plan I've ever seen. Because it's not hard, but it does motivate you to do the right things. What are the right things? Share the product, share with others, and help other people do the same thing. That's basically what we do. John, anything you want to wrap up with before we close here?
Chuck, I just want to say, don't forget, tomorrow on our team call at 8:30, we got special guest speaker, Dr. Paul Asiaro is going to be speaking tomorrow. And, it's our same member call-in. Our pin's going to be 597-733. And highly recommend getting guests on this call. And the guest's pin's going to be 772-995. The dial-in number will be our normal number, the 857, the 232-0155. But he is going to rock the call tomorrow. I mean, Dr. Paul was the Skidmore College right in my backyard of upstate New York. He founded the comparison Isagenix against the Happy Healthy Diet, Happy Healthy Heart Diet and all that. So you want to know about protein pacing and everything tomorrow, I'm sure he's going to be touching base on that because he is the master of that. Just heard him speak numerous times. So you definitely want to get anybody that's on the fence, get him on the phone tomorrow because if they don't get it from him, they're not going to get it from us, guys.
Absolutely. I got a few announcements to make, but let's wrap up our call by telling you to get back with the person that invites you to our call. Once you become a customer, you can go to BeSetFreeLife.com and register. Once you're registered, you have access to everything the Cepedas make available. The Cepedas, if you don't know, are our mentors. They're the number one income earners in the company. They are phenomenal people, first and foremost, but they're also great at this business and coaching others on how to succeed. They sponsor this call on Monday night and then another one on Wednesday nights, and then Monday through Friday in the morning. Again, besetfreelife.com, much more there. So that's going to conclude our recording. Get back with the person who invites you. Come join us on this journey of health and wealth. It is fun, and there's room for you at the top. God bless you. And John, thank you very much for your input tonight.